Okay, and we're back for part 2 of this tutorial. We just covered the diskpark script.txt, which calls on confighd and confighd2 texts. So we're going to look at the first confighd, where it configs your partitions as well. And second one as well. That basically just sets up your partitions. So you'll have a recovery partition, which will be labeled R. You'll have a system partition, which will be labeled system, which has all your BCD boot store and all your boot information. And then you'll have your main OS, which will be C, which will have the Windows label. Okay, so we've pretty much covered pretty much most of what everything does. Again, for scan codes, for boot keys, you'll copy your boot key over. If I remember correctly, you don't put the OX in front of the boot keys. So that's covered. Now, on your external drive, it's best to have a folder, call it drivers, and put all the latest drivers in that folder, unless you've slipstreamed them into your custom WIM file. Another thing is you can have some basic applications. Basically, I'll have all this uploaded for you, and all the links in the description and links to other videos. Basically, once it's done, and say you need to format for some reason, systems come corrupt, or you've corrupted registry, or you've tried to mod a system file and it's corrupted the system, there's two ways you can invoke the advanced recovery. One is through the start menu, which I showed you at the start, and the second one is at boot with the assigned boot key. Default, the script will assign it to F12 due to it not being used by pretty much 70% of PC systems out there. And then it'll go through prompts. It'll ask whether you want to back up data, etc., etc. You can select backup and it'll store your data. Once it's done, you'll notice on C you'll have a Windows.old folder, which actually contains your old operating system. You can actually, if you forgot to back up something, you can actually grab it from there. Otherwise, you'd select system cleanup. Once you've done everything, you'd go into accessories, system tools, you'd go disk cleanup, you'd click OK, and it'll scan. And in this list you'll find previous Windows installations, and you'll select it, you delete it, and it'll clean it up. Okay, I hope you find this tutorial helpful. I'm sorry I can't record the actual process happening, as that would provide a lot of help. All I can do is link some videos which basically show you what's actually going to happen around that while you're doing the setup. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you, and I hope you find this useful.